And I'm asked every single day, Steven, do you really have that much equipment? Yes, I do.
Your time is now. Tiered Nutrition's formulas deliver what your body needs to beat the competition. These aren't just supplements. They're for athletes who refuse to settle. The potential is limitless. Unlock your peak performance at tiernutrition.com.
Seven-time Olympia champion.
The Icelandic giant record holder.
Most wins in UFC history, baby.
Sun, moon, stars, and the hunger. Abundance in bundles, blessings in troubles.
everybody jumped ship for a Batista picture 2 years ago. He stayed and was a professional. But I already told Taylor Sheridan, I'm ripping off my headset, give me the damn picture. He says, I got you. Dude, look at the movies. Just in the last 2 years. Sons of Anarchy, Mary Kingstown, Tulsa King, Landman, freaking great.
It's killer. Shout out.
What's your favorite? Landman, I just said.
I'll text
Tulsa
you. I'm
King,
gonna come back out.
Lioness.
Because I'm not gonna be back here the whole time. Okay. One more time.
So just confirming the wheel black out before the heartbeat 7 seconds instead of 5. Last time I saw one, it was here. Okay. Yeah. So no. Maybe James got it. Yeah, somebody grabbed it. Okay. Glad that was tested for us.
your body, mind, and life. That's JW Sport.
It was a world ruled by dirty fuel. The universe demanded more, so we built the bar your body deserves. 20 grams organic whey protein, no seed oils, no sucralose, no compromises, ever. Linear, a higher bar.
I think it's by far one of our favorites. What if the drugs in my system are finally taking a toll? And I only feel right when I'm doing wrong. I only feel right, said I only feel right. Nothing that I need.
Back. Yeah, but then now the previews are 3 minutes now. For the fucking... All right, guys, you ready? We're going to count you in 3, 2, 1. Go.
Welcome, fans around the world. NewTek presents Joe Weider's Fitness and Olympia Performance Weekend, brought to you by Integral Medica. I'm Tim Wilkins, joined by Hall of Fame bodybuilder Sean Ray.
Welcome to be here.
And 7-time Mr. Olympia, Phil Heath. Hey, Phil.
Hey, what's going on? We're here for a battle, and you're about to see one.
Sean, we had a big lead up to this like we do every year, but there's so much excitement, so much behind the scenes. A little bit of controversy, a little bit going on. What do you think of what's going on heading into this week?
Well, what's good about this weekend is there's a million different storylines. I mean, all the way down to the men's classic physique, to the height and weigh-in, to the men's 212, which we found out today might have a different surprise for us. We don't know. But the Open is still open, and nothing is set in stone until Saturday night. And Phil used to be Mr. Saturday Night. We don't know what we're dealing with Samson. He showed some glimpses of brilliance, but no one's seen anything of Hadi Choopan. And we know what he's capable of. And, of course, we saw what Derek presented back in May. And right now, the crowd favorite is Nick Walker. But now we got Beirut. He's the X Factor. So there's a lot of storylines.
Oh, of course, last year we had Martin Fitzwater as the storyline that came out of nowhere. This year we've got some fun stuff with Urs Kalaczynski coming out of nowhere, winning 2 shows back-to-back, which I didn't see happening on his first transformation from classic physique to the big boys. So we got all that going on. And then we have some vacated titles, and that's what we're going to see tonight, the first of which is going to be fitness. Missy Truscott has stepped away. Yep. So we had an amazing physique round this morning. We have the vacated Sid Gillen title.
Yes. True, as well as the wellness is vacated as well. So we got a lot, and we got the comeback of Shanique Grant, I believe.
We do.
Yes. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see what she comes up with. You know, she has just one of those physiques that you just like the insertions, the skin texture, everything, the flow of the physique. I'm just really excited to see what she puts out tonight.
Now, I emceed the first of her comeback shows at Legion's. She looked good. She dialed it in because she got a handle on what she wanted in wellness. Right. And that next show she qualified to be here on the biggest stage in sports, in the bodybuilding world. She looked amazing.
Well, it's like going back to the drawing board because we know what she presented. Now she's got to start all over again against the very best in the world, and the wellness division is very competitive.
It is, and it is from around the world. It started pretty Brazilian heavy, and now you've got athletes from around the world. You've even got quite a few of the Americans popping up and populating that division. Now, going back to figure. So Sid steps down, and every one of these categories has their heir apparent. They thought a few years ago if Chris Bumstead stepped down, it was going to instantly be Ramon Dino. And Sommerfeld came out of nowhere, looking amazing last year. And, of course, you talked about Hairgate earlier, whether or not he was tall enough or whether it was just a lot of gel and mousse. Whatever it was, he made weight, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's right.
But back in figure, they said, okay, Jessica Reyes Padilla is a lock.
Yes.
So now we see today, is it Lola Montez? Is Rhea Gale the standard bearer? Is it going to go Jessica, or is it somebody else?
I sat up in my seat last year and took notice of Lola Montez. I mean, she's like Linda Murray-like built, a Sid Gillen combination. So I think she has the fresher look right now. I'm leaning towards her.
I'm not going to lean, but I'm going to say when she hit that back pose, it made all the difference in the world. The V-taper was there, the capped shoulders. She said in some interviews we did during check-ins, you're going to see a Lola Montez you've never seen before, and we did.
Well, you already know what I'm talking about. It's the freaking Open. The most muscular men on this bodybuilding stage, and I cannot wait to see what's going on. You talked about Samson Dowda. We saw him earlier, or even a few weeks ago, doing a guest posing. And a lot of people had a lot of chatter about his physique being downsized. Make no mistake, that man was suffering through that cardio like he never has before. We had talked in actual Pittsburgh, at the Pittsburgh Pro, and I actually told him, you got to suffer, man. You have the title. You did lose at the Arnold Classic to a Derek Lunsford, who definitely shocked the world.
And that didn't sit well with Samson, by the way.
And it didn't sit well with him, nor should it. Because when you have that title, that should mean something. This is his stage still, in my opinion. And with his physique now, I cannot wait to see if it's fuller, if it's still downsized. Like, is there a combination of both? Because you do have both Friday and Saturday night. But also, Derek Lunsford. I mean, I was there at the Pittsburgh Pro. He narrowed out a victory against a very, very aggressive Nick Walker. And when Sean was mentioning earlier about the fans, I haven't seen fans stand up in their chairs cheering for a person since Nick Walker. I mean, it was just impressive. So I'm really excited to see those. But you know who I'm really thinking about right now as an outlier? There's two guys, Good Vito,
okay,
and also Andrew Jacked, because we haven't seen a whole lot. You know, so I've seen him on the stage. We've all seen him on the stage, and I've been waiting to see, can he just nail it? Can he really figure this out? Because he has a beautiful physique.
Yeah, and Andrew Jack is the modern-day Cedric Millen. Cedric was the guy that was supposed to arrive here and take over, but it just never materialized. This might be his one and only chance to show us exactly what he has. He has the potential, but will it materialize against the world's best? We have to wait and see.
Now, we haven't seen any check-ins from him. Everybody else has been pretty forthcoming. Derek's shown us a couple peaks. He walked us through a workout. And again, he did have those two victories over the two guys that are his biggest, according to the fans, his biggest challengers this year. But here's something interesting. So we haven't seen a guy fall that far from Mr. Olympia to out of Mr. Olympia since Big Ramy. In 21, I believe, when Hadi Chupan defeated him, right, and he went from first to fifth. Third was devastating for Derek last year.
Well, I can tell you, losing does something to the psyche, especially if you've won. I've talked to these guys that once you've had that title and you lost it, you do everything you can do to get it back. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to see a reinvigorated challenger, but for me, the X factor is Hadi Chupan.
Yes.
Because Hadi has been there. I think he's got 2 second place, a first and a third. He is like a national hero back where he comes from, and I know that he's got a whole weight of a country supporting what he's trying to do.
Phil, do you think he'll be conditioned?
Oh, I know he'll be conditioned. When you talk about conditioning, I mean, you're going to see the most striated chest on the bodybuilding stage, in my opinion. He's had it time in, time out. But the intercostals, this is a guy that actually can hit the last two poses better than anyone in the world, in my opinion. We're talking about the ab and thigh, where you can actually hit the vacuum and then into the ab shot. With the quads, the serratus is just insane. Sean, you were noted for having one of the best abs in the world. And for him to be able to hit that shot and then follow it up with a hand clasp most muscular, it's just, it's very impressive.
Now, we talk a lot about the golden era. You were the gold in that golden era. I was a fan then, and I'm a fan now. I gotta say, as they run through Sid's intro, good timing, folks.
Olympia Fitness and Performance Weekend, brought to you by Integral Medica.
So you always had an amazing conditioning. This year, guys,
Here is your host, the voice of bodybuilding,
conditioning is key.
Chigarillo.
We've seen guys on Friday night just sweating bullets.
Yes.
But in the check-in pictures from 1st to, I believe, 18th, these guys look dialed in. The Fitzwaters, the Good Vitos,
Yes.
all these guys are feathered and stried. It's something fierce.
Well, the veterans are going to rise to the top because they know what it's like to hold on. This is going to start at, 7, 6?
Yeah.
The time they hit the stage, the first impression is the best impression. But you have to hold on to it until like 9, 10 o'clock at night. And these rookies, they're going to have a lot to account for because Samson, Hottie, and Derek know what it's like. Nick Walker, it's been 3 years since we've seen him on this stage. So we're going to find out whether or not he can keep it together, too.
We got some other new guys. We got Jordan Hutchinson, who has won 2 shows to get here.
Yep. And you have the Masters Olympia champion that won over in Japan. His name is... we know who he is.
Yes, that guy.
Yeah, there's a lot of other players that are going to make things interesting. I think some
Dorian
of the guys,
Haywood.
Yeah, Dorian
Haywood.
I mentioned some of them shouldn't be here, but this is, like you said, this is the dream come true for some guys. So they come in spite of the odds. Maybe their goal is not to win, but it's just to stand there, right? I mean,
Yes.
that's the pinnacle of their career. So we're going to see them do that tonight, and then they're going to find out tomorrow what reality looks like.
Well, some of our, as you well know, being our historians, some of our fitness, our Mr. Olympia champions were often those 13, 14, 15 ranges.
Yes.
And they worked their way up. Other guys, like Jordan, I talked to Jordan, he said, I am happy to, for the first time of what I hope to be many, be an Olympian. Urs Kalaczynski, another one.
Yes.
He's here. We don't know where he's going to place. He doesn't know where he's going to place, but he's here to stand among the greats and start his place in history as an Olympia.
Well, there's something to be said for that. My first time out, I was like 13th place, and I was like the best seat in the house, and no one could remove me from that experience. When people ask me what my best experience in the Olympia, it's always been my first one, which was 13th place. Not where I wanted to be, not something I dreamt of doing, but it lit the match. And that just turned into a raging inferno, and, of course, the rest was history for my career. But you do have to start somewhere.
Well, guys, we remember that first one.
Yep.
But I always talk about the jump up, and guys don't realize how monumental that is. The jump up from NPC, you go to nationals. You beat your way through nationals, you get that pro card, and the jump from I'm going to be a pro to I'm going to win a pro show to I'm going to stand next to the best of the best in the world. It's a pretty big jump.
It's a lot of high expectations, not just for yourself, but from your family, friends, fans, and obviously sponsors. These are men and women that have to, deal with the internet now as their judge nonstop. And they have to put the blinders on, in my opinion, just narrow down, figuring out what their recipe is, work at it over and over again, know who they are, have great self-belief, through the action, through the work, developing that confidence and bringing that to this stage because it is a big stage. This is the biggest stage. There's times where even for my first Mr. Olympia, and mind you, it took me 2 years. I qualified both years, but I wanted to make sure that when I got up there, I belonged. And every time, even tonight, I always have to take deep breaths before I walk on the stage because it is a lot of lights and there's a lot of freaking action. And you don't want to get lost. So the best advice I would ever give to a rookie at the Olympia is to have fun. Do not shake in your poses. Just be a part of this event and give the audience something to view as your body of work should shine. I'm very, very excited. I mean, I got to shout out a couple of guys. You got Martin, and you also got Brett Wilkins.
Yes, big fan of Brett.
Yeah, I watched them come up through the ranks, training at Armbrust Pro Gym. Shout out to Dylan Armbrust. I watched these guys come up as I was winning the Olympia, and I'm very, very happy to see them both here.
The Iron Brothers.
Oh, yeah, we need that action. So, I'm also eager to see some energy. I want to see some energy because we got another guy that, Brandon Curry. He's still around. And we talked about him last year as one of those guys that he's very, very chill, very, very silent. And he's one of those guys that can sneak up on you as a veteran if you don't bring it.
Between Curry and Bonac, these might have been guys competing when you were around. Bonac looked amazing and still going at it.
Yeah, and I was calling their careers as they came up through the ranks. And at one point, I was actually talking Brandon Curry into going to 212. And he later became Mr. Olympia. So it just tells you about the perseverance that some bodybuilders have. They take the good and the bad and the advice, but at the end of the day, they want to be a part of history. And this is the stage where history is made, and also lives and careers and businesses and memories. And we've been watching guys come in and win and retire, and here we are still talking about the guys. The next generation is coming on stage right now. And right now, I honestly believe that this is Samson's show to lose. And that would be no slapping anyone's face, but it's been a while since we've had a repeat Olympia champion. That's how hard this contest is to win.
Let's talk about the pressure. You just mentioned it, the pressure from fans especially, and being a fan favorite like Nick Walker is. But the pressure of missing this Olympia stage 2 years in a row, and now he's coming back. Is this the moment that he feeds on or a moment that weighs heavy?
Well, he's had the advantage of youth. I mean, this is a young kid. I think he's maybe 29 years old, maybe 30.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys, for him, he's had an opportunity to mature out of the limelight. These smaller shows that he's won, the New York Pro, and coming in and battling with Derek, he is still growing into his physique. We expected big things because he came on so fast. But now we're going to be dealing with a grown-ass man. And Nick Walker, by all accounts, when you look at his Instagram and stuff, I mean, he has just morphed into this thing, and he's embraced it. He's got the confidence to go along with the muscle, and we're going to find out where he stacks up with these guys.
What's your take on that, Phil?
Just like what Sean said, I'll echo it. This is a mutant. This is a monster. We're going to see a lot of monster muscle from this guy and the confidence. When he comes out, you just happen to know that he gives no F's about anyone but just him hitting these poses. And I think he's going to probably have top 3, if not number 1, fanfare. People are going to scream for this guy, and he's going to feed on that. But how long can he hold it is my question. He hasn't done a 2-day show in quite some time. What version of him are we going to see? And also the judges. How are they going to move these guys around? You got 4 different Mr. Olympias on the bodybuilding stage. You got a lot of guys that are, in my opinion, there's no one that's heavily dominant. Everybody has their strength points and weak points. But I will say the most conditioned person through posing, through that veteran DNA, is going to thrive. And I'm really eager to see that. And speaking of mutants, I mean, we're forgetting about Rubio.
Oh, the Neckzilla. It's funny when we call somebody Rubiel or Chinadu when it's actually Andrew Jack and Neckzilla. Yes. But putting him together, now he won a couple shows to get here as well. We didn't think he would get here, but he did, and he deserves to be on this stage. What kind of a freak in nature is he going to look like against the big boys?
It'll be interesting because he doesn't have a big breadth of experience. And this stage for some is too big. We've seen bodybuilders come out here and sweat and lose everything that they've worked for. I remember it happened to Raymond Dino. It happened to Dorian Yates back in '94. Things can happen when you get on the stage because it's not like any other stage. So the question is this moment going to be too big for him? Or is he going to rise to it? If he rises to it, comes out here and looks the way that we've seen him look in the past, they're in for a treat.
I don't know if you both know this. I'm always excited to share knowledge with you because I come to you for knowledge. And quite often I'll be saying something and I'll get a text from Sean. Nope, that's not it. So I don't know if you talk about how new he is to this and this level of show. Mm-hmm. And you talk about, waiting to maximize your body before going down the road too hard with other avenues and supplements.
Right.
Here's a guy that's only been lifting weights for a few years. He got that big at home working on the farm, carrying livestock to town. So just think now with a couple more years of concerted effort of I'm going to build a back, I'm going to build a chest and shoulders, how good this guy could look.
Yeah, it's amazing sometimes where you start. I mean, I remember watching Franco Colombo blow up the water balloons and lift cars and move them out across the street, and he's only 5'2". And then you get on the Olympia stage, and all that muscle, the chest would separate. These guys can change your perception of what's possible when they get up here and start posing.
That is amazing. Well, I want to tell people at home, I don't know if you guys know this tonight, we have the first live feed outside of our live stream, which is being brought to you by High Tech Pharmaceuticals, to tell people of all the excitement. And if they haven't already gotten the pay-per-view, it is at olympiaproductions.com, and that's something you definitely want to get all the action, including tonight, tomorrow night, and tomorrow morning's prejudge for Classic Men's Physique, which is a battle that's brewing, and Women's Bikini. So olympiaproductions.com is the way to get that live stream. We're going to come back in a few minutes, and we're going to talk about the things that are happening tonight. And again, you did mention, I don't know if the fans know this, we haven't really been announced, but we're actually moving men's prejudge earlier in the show.
Yes.
So they're not waiting until 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. So they're not going to have to wait that long, and neither are the fans, to see their favorite bodybuilders go through prejudge. So all that. We've got a special guest coming up. We've got an entire room full of celebrities about to pile in. So we're going to do that. We're going to go to a commercial, and we're going to come back with all the action right after this.
Standing at the Olympia stage means you pay attention to details, improving your technique, perfecting your posing, doing more reps, adding more weights. Nebbia understands that it's the little details that push you further, supporting the Olympia athletes since 2015.
And we are back. If you're just joining us, this is the 2025 Olympia Fitness and Performance Weekend. New Tech is bringing you that, and it is also brought to you by Integral Medica. I'm Tim Wilkins, 7-time Mr. Olympia Phil Heath, the one and only Sugar Sean Ray, Hall of Fame bodybuilder. Everybody knows you. Mega fans. And we got some special guests this weekend. We got a guy who is a celebrity trainer. He's been making the WWE, physiques what they are, an author, and all over the talk show scene. We're going to have Joey Thurman come in and join us. Big body. He's a former competitor as well. He's done national. Come on in here. They don't want to stand next to you. So, Joey, you're a bodybuilding fan, right?
I am. This is my first Olympia. I've competed in NPC. And you guys were talking about how big the stage is. You have no idea how big this is by turning around. The camera's not showing it, but multiple levels, and you really feel the heartbeat. I mean, it was the music, but it's also my heartbeat right now. It's spectacular being on stage.
Crazy, man. Again, that's something I pay special attention to because it takes a lot of concentration to remember your posing routine, cue in the music, look for your loved ones in the audience, not forget what it is that you're actually trying to do. I've seen guys come out here and don't even make eye contact with the fans. They get so nervous.
So, Joey, in addition to being a competitor, you're a fan of the sport.
Yes, I've been a fan for years, back and forth, and I just recently got back into it. I went to the Anaheim Fitness Expo and started seeing that, and then just checking out all of the controversy this year, which there's some heels. We're talking about WWE, there's some heels in that press conference, if anybody saw it. I mean, the mutant himself was quite entertaining, and, call it what you will, but that guy's delts, where they're popping the posterior side, I've never seen anything like it.
That's what Olympia is about. You're going to see muscle like you've never seen it before, and especially seeing it live. For you to see, you see it on TV, you see it on the computer screen, you see it on your phone, but when you're sitting there feet away from these guys, you're looking at Marvel superheroes in the flesh. I mean, it's just incredible.
So, do you have a favorite division or favorite athletes?
So I like the freaks. I like the crazy. I mean, I'm 6'3", 220 walking around, and I saw the 212s earlier. I love seeing a guy that's like 8 inches shorter than me and the same size, and like Keon, his back. I've never seen spinal erectors like that. It's like he's got anacondas just coming down. It's just impressive. I don't think people have any idea the physical stress, the emotional stress, and the family stressors that you guys are dealing with. I mean, I was just lonely NPC, you know what I mean? And I got third in nationals. I can't even imagine if I got my pro card, then I'm like, okay, I got to step on stage, but stepping on this stage is beyond.
So, Sean, he brings up something I was dying to ask you about this on air. Pound for pound, no matter where Keon finishes tonight, and he's going to duck into the Open in Prague, so we'll get to see where he shakes out. Pound for pound, I think Keon, structure-wise, is one of the best bodybuilders of all time.
Yeah, and he's arriving at the right time. But again, this is a business where you have to peak at the right minute, at the right hour, in front of the right people. You can look phenomenal in the gym, by yourself, backstage. But when you come out here, you have to nail it right on the money, or all that opportunity just evaporates. Phil was an expert at peaking on Saturday night. That's how he got that title. But as soon as you miss it by this much, someone lesser can sneak in.
That's right.
I've always wondered how he got that title of Mr. Saturday Night. I'm glad to know it was legit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was blessed to have the late Peter McGuff call me that. At first, I was like, what are we talking about? I compete well on Friday. But Saturday night for the Men's Open is all about closing the door on anyone opposing you. And I enjoy doing that, man. I get I'm ready to, like every year, you come out here and you see these guys get after it. And me being 5 years removed, it's just so awesome to be able to watch it on the other side. All the determination, all the grit, the sacrifice, like you had mentioned, with family, friends, even finances. They put all of their money into this through recovery, through the food, through everything, all to have the opportunity to be on stage, hopefully being in the center during that prejudging and night show, and of course being held that illustrious Sandow Trophy.
This is one of the reasons I cherish this job. It would be the only time in life I could stand in the center with you and Phil on the same stage.
He had him off the other day. He was getting after it.
So Joey, you got all these guys out there. Did you catch any prejudge this morning?
I saw a little bit. I went backstage. Like I said, I saw the prejudging of the 212s. I wanted to go up and give them a hug, but they're all spray tanned up. Because I just like, man, I appreciate you. Whether you're getting last place or first place, this is a place just to be right now. And the lack of sleep, lack of emotional fortitude of people coming through and like supporting them. There's so much. It takes a team. It takes a village. And just seeing that backstage, the females. I mean,
that's what I was going to ask.
Wow, I want some of their delts. Have you seen them? I mean, when they're doing backflips and everything around here, it's unreal. Like the wellness competitors, they can stand up on stage and they can compete with these other girls. It's crazy to see the conditioning and the athleticism too. So I'm really excited to see that.
Well, and that is always something that the casual fan doesn't understand. When they see the women from figure to physique, we'll talk about that in a minute, to women's bodybuilding and the wellness. When they see those, to me, they're like centaurs. It's horse from the waist down and beautiful woman from the waist up.
When we say that they're stacked, we're not being perverted. They are stacked. Those legs are crazy.
Yeah, there's something for everyone. The divisions, people in the audience can look at the women bodybuilding and say, that's never going to be me ever. However, I like the wellness division, and they can go to the gym with a purpose because they've seen something that's attainable for them. And we've got 11 divisions now. We're going to have 12 next year.
If you ever want to have glutes, don't join a gym where a wellness pro works out. You'll never get on the glute machine. So it was pretty amazing to watch them come out. You got some vacant titles, and you got wellness. Franciele Mato stepped down. So now Isa Pereira is our champion last year. There's 2 or 3 girls just poking at that title, like Eduarda Becerra, who looks incredible. The figure title is up for grabs. Have you seen any of the figure competitors?
I saw them walking around in their sweats during the press conference, and even then, I was just in awe. And jaw was dropping. So I'm really interested to see because I know much less about the figure than obviously the guys. So I'm going to take it all in. I'm not leaving. You guys are going to see me backstage. I'm just going to be like, it's so exciting to see how much effort that they're putting into this, and the females I think don't get enough credit to their craft and what they're doing.
Now, just to name drop a little, if you can, if you don't have any NDAs that you can't drop, who are some of the people that are not only kind of famous but bodybuilding fans? That it's amazing to know what impact our sport has on celebrities.
Well, you take WWE, for example. I mean, you look, there's a lot of guys that are into bodybuilding because they're obviously athletic, but they need to look great. So Nick Aldis, who's the WWE SmackDown manager, he's 6'5", he's jacked, he loves bodybuilding. Lisa Marie Varon, she got into it because originally she was Victoria. She was found at a fitness competition. So she started doing that. She came up with John Cena. Gail Kim, who's Chef Robert Irvine's wife. Gail Kim is spectacular. And Chef Robert Irvine, I trained him, and that guy's jacked as well. And there's so many people that are fans of bodybuilding. I don't even want to say closet fans, but you wouldn't have any idea because like Chef Irvine just got these just delts. I saw Chef Rush earlier. I mean, it's really crazy to see that so many people want to emulate this, and whether you're trying to get Olympia big or you're just trying to get a little bit of a line, a little striated, it's really entertaining to see how many people love this, and WWE is top notch.
This is a spectacular location. They've really put a lot into it. Flex Lewis, who you did a panel with the other day, which was very cool at the press conference, you and Flex and Chris Bumstead, does a pop-up gym out back, and it's like old school Muscle Beach with a lot more equipment. And I got to work out in that 2 days ago, which was phenomenal. And this is just, if you haven't been to an Olympia live, it is something you definitely have to do.
Yeah, there's something for everyone. He brought a little bit of the rain. It rained on the outdoor gym, but it's still hot and humid here in Las Vegas. But the expo, there is something for everyone. It is morphed into this thing where there's something for everyone. From the arm wrestling, to the strongman, to the jiu-jitsu, to the free giveaway prejudging that we have over there, to meeting the celebrities and stars. There's a lot going on this weekend.
It is. I think we may or may not have slap fighting this year. The strongman, all kinds of craziness going on. We have knights jousting and
Rubik's Cube, chess, 5K run, pickleball. We're going to have it all here.
Pickleball will be soon enough. But it is truly a fitness and performance weekend. That was the intention of Joe Weider, to get everybody active, get everybody feeling good. Joey, So you're going to be here for both nights. You're going to be in the audience tomorrow night checking out the action?
I'm not going to miss it. I'm sleeping here, I think. Well, I'm just sleeping upstairs. We're in the same hotel. But yeah, I'm so excited to see it, and I'm really honored to be a part of this. And thank you to the fans, and thank you for allowing me to just have a small sliver of a part in this.
Well, and I was always excited to meet Phil and Sean, so I'm sure that was exciting.
That was exciting, and thank you for giving me that tea. You know, I just knocked it off right there. I mean, these two are legends, and they are truly like great human beings. So it's really nice to like see them from afar, but also up close. And you guys are backstage, and you're talking to everybody, every single person, from associate producers to people that are running the show, like yourself, Tim.
I don't know about running the show, but I am. See, of all the people, Chef Rush walks in.
Yeah, who missed those arms?
So he was a former White House chef, and now he's got all kinds of brands and cooking shows. He's on all over the TV. He's actually, this year he told me he had 685,000 miles in the air. He just got back from shows for the troops in Korea and Vietnam. Phenomenal guy, doing so much for so many people. One of the many celebrities that comes out. He's got his own product line now, so he's in his own booth. But he's one of those people. My wife met him a few years ago at the gala after the show.
You're liable to see anybody here. I mean, Shaquille O'Neal, Mark Wahlberg, The Rock. I mean, we've had the who's who. Sylvester Stallone. The Olympia brings the world, not communities, but the world together in ways that the magazines could never do.
It is absolutely phenomenal. Well, Joey, we are so grateful you could join us. And you got anything? Talk about your book real quick. You got some books out there. You're a best-selling author.
Yeah, I wrote a couple books. The Minimum Method, is definitely not minimum effort for these guys right here. This is maximum effort. But that's for people just trying to get off the couch to the starting line to start their fitness and health journey. So it talks about sleep, nutrition, everything along the way.
Phil was not only Mr. Saturday Night, but he was also Mr. Recovery. So he had every possible recovery modality ever.
It's always important. We talk about the weight training, and you train a lot of these guys, but it's always the recovery that allows them to come back bigger, faster, stronger. And even through that work, they become more confident. And I'm sure you see that time and time again. We got to talk off the air because, I'm friends with Robert, and now I'm realizing why his arms were looking the same, looking pretty good. So, yeah, man, this is so great to have you here. Really appreciate it. And, as everybody's filing in, they're very excited. I can just see them right
There's
now.
An energy in
there
here.
is definitely an energy, and rightfully so. It's the 61st Mr. Olympia Weekend. I'm just ready to get it on, man.
That's how we originally connected.
That's right.
Robert took me to your charity party.
That's right.
Yep,
my charity event. Yeah. So shout out to Robert and Gail Kim, man.
I'm sure he's...
People have gotten married here. Babies have been made here. I mean, people's lives have been created. We got the producer over there, Jake Wood, the new owner of the Olympia, and it's crazy. We got Mr. Protan in the house, Stacy Kaufman. You're liable to see a little bit of everything here, but it is exactly what you imagine when you're at home watching. Supersized in person.
Yeah, there's probably more than enough babies named Orleans and Mandalay from the last 25 years. Well, Joey, thanks for joining us. We'll let you get to your seat. And
thanks, brother.
We're going to take one more quick break, and when we do, we're going to come back and break down some more of tonight's action. We got some women's bodybuilding, talking about will Andrea Shaw hold on to her title when we come back. And again, if you haven't gotten the pay-per-view, OlympiaProductions.com. We'll see you in just a minute. All right, we are back. New Tech presents Joe Weider's Olympia Fitness and Performance Weekend, brought to you by Integral Medica. Guys, we are getting so close to the start of this show. You, as the keeper of our history, we talk about the 19 men that have held the title, Mr. Olympia. Tonight and tomorrow night, there are 3 possibilities where Bob will not be crowning a 20th Mr. Olympia.
Yeah, I mean, and it's deep. So the only X factor would be Beirut or Nick Walker. I think those are the only 2 capable of knocking everybody off their stool. And if that happens, we'll have a 20th champion.
If not, it's going to either be and again. Does he do and new? Because it wouldn't be and new.
No.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
So we've also got we've also got a reigning Miss Olympia who has been dominant. She's only lost once at Wings of Strength a couple years ago to NGO, and today's prejudge was pretty impressive.
Yeah, well, Andrea Shaw is here, and everyone's trying to catch up to her. She's proven time and time again that this is her stage.
Yes.
Just like Linda Murray, just like Iris Kyle, just like Corey Everson. Right now, I think Andrea Shaw is untouchable.
Now, just for Sean, I did some research. There have only been 12 women to hold that title.
Wow.
Huh? I get so excited.
That's awesome, man. Yeah.
No. Okay, here we go.
Here we go. Rachel McClish, Carla Dunlap, Corey Everson, Linda Murray, Kim Chizevsky, Juliette Bergman, Iris Kyle, Androla Blanchette won. Diana Cadu also won. Andrea Shaw is the current one. And I don't think I'm missing anybody that won. Juliette Bergman. Juliette
Bergman.
Yep. Those are the only names I know that have won the contest.
That's pretty darn impressive.
Bodybuilding historian, Hall of Famer. When you were talking about the outliers, yeah, that's for now.
Chapiga, Valentina Chapiga.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it was 12.
And then to piggyback off of Andrea Shaw, I mean, good Lord, like when you see her backstage, her rear delts are the first thing I look at, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Talk about cap delts. You know, we see a lot of cap delts, but I'm looking at striations, the thinness of the skin. She's put in a lot of effort, man. And, of course, there's those front runners, and then that's the one that's already ran past them all, and that's Andrea Shaw.
Well, and one of the beautiful things, when Jake Wood took over the Olympia, he was adamant. He brought women's bodybuilding back to the main stage. He has a passion for the entire sport. He's got a serious passion for the ladies to say, you work hard, you work as hard to get here. Let's put them back on Friday night at the Olympia. And I think that's been such an amazing thing for the sport.
No, it's very necessary. I mean, Mr. Olympia is an inclusive sport. We're going to have something for everybody, just like we were just talking about. Having women's bodybuilding back here on the Olympic stage was so essential, in my opinion. I love watching them compete because these women put in a lot of freaking work, and they deserve to be up here.
Now, Corey was a prejudge today, which was awesome. But let's think back to the Rachel McClish era. Where would she fit now in the world of bodybuilding and fitness?
Probably in the fit model, which is not a pro division yet, but it's coming, and she would fit nicely into that. She wouldn't have been developed enough for what's going on today.
It is actually a pro division. It is just not pro at the Olympia yet. We've already got 5 qualifiers for the 2026.
Right, well, Rachel McClish would be the 6th. She would be ready for this division next year.
Yeah.
It is just so amazing to watch the evolution of every division, and that's one of the reasons, you talk about having something for everybody, how aspirational the various divisions are. Not everybody wants to be a mass monster. Some want to be a mass monster with shape and symmetry. They go back to the classic era, and they want to be classic physique. Some guys were born without legs, and they want to be men's physique. No, a lot of the pros have great legs. I'm just talking about me in the Masters division. And then you've got the 212, which harkens back to the lightweight division and the 202 division. And the wheelchair division.
That's right.
And that's going to be interesting tonight. We've got a lot of turnover, and we've got a dominating champion from last year who is looking to retain that title. Harold Kelly is not with us this year, and I believe it's going to be interesting. I talked to Nick Scott, who's constantly trying to recruit new athletes. Yes. And I said, what do you think of Gabrielle Indruli this year? He said, he'll be in it, but I don't know if he can dominate the guy that's got that title now.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the wheelchair division, I'm more drawn to the storyline behind the athletes that are actually doing it. Forget about who's winning and who's losing. Just the fact that they're here and the stories and the journey that it took for them to get here, those are more inspirational to me.
Okay. So I'm gonna take it back to you on this one. My favorite guy back in the day that used to work out at our gym in the San Fernando Valley, Victor Konovalov.
I love Victor. Victor's a great guy. He actually worked out where I was at out there in West Covina. Great athlete, too. Great arms.
Great arms. So I'm with you. I love the stories of the wheelchair athletes.
Oh, yeah.
So we have tonight. We have fitness. They're going to come out and do their routines. They'll be judged and then awards later. Yep. We've got figure.
Yep.
Women's physique, we've got that rubber match back and forth between Sarah Villegas and Natalia Coelho.
Yeah, I've always been partial to Natalia. I love the underdog, and she's won everything else. she has always had to butt heads with Sarah. I want to see her fight, but I want to see her come out on top.
Well, Phil, I was a prejudge. That fight is on.
Well, the fight is going to happen again. I cannot wait to see it. I know that she's, I've talked to Natalia many times backstage, seeing her, in a way crushed when she would lose, and it's because she cares. And I love that. When we talk about the emotions that go through a person's mind, they give up everything to do this contest. And unfortunately, sometimes no matter what you do, there's someone blocking you from reaching that goal. But we'll see what happens tonight.
Yeah.
Don't I know that? Don't I know?
Well, we've got the blockee and the blocker on either side of me.
Well, Natalia is not a quitter, and she's a fighter, and every year she's gotten better. It pushes Sarah to be as good as she is, which is why she keeps winning. So tonight, it's going to be a battle royale.
Oh, yeah.
It is going to be a battle royale. So we've got women's physique and women's bodybuilding.
Yep.
We got wheelchair. We talked a little bit about figure.
Yes.
And the fact that it could be any one of the 4 or 5 contenders that were waiting in the wings to take that title when Sid Gillen stepped down.
Yeah, all those storylines got to play out.
Yep.
We could talk about it till we're blue in the face, but they've got to play out right behind us on stage.
Again, with the Open, what's going to happen in you guys'
What is
opinion?
going to happen?
What's going to happen?
Sean, you want to prognosticate or you want to give us some thoughts?
Well, I mean, again, I'm a little partial to the defending champion. What I saw from Samson has been impressive. But again, I have not seen anything from Hadi. And we know he's capable. So right now I'm leaning towards Samson.
It's going to be really interesting also because, my old trainer, their trainer, Hani Rambod, retired last year. And although Hadi works with Ivajan, Hani's not there. And I talked to Hani for like 3 hours last week because I know a lot of people online are like, oh, he's still training him. And he said, Phil, when I said I was retired, it was like you. You're done, you're done. I'm rooting for him, of course, but I root for everybody. He's on his own, but I know he's always going to bring it. And also, he's a champion, like Sean said. I mean, look, like this guy has a lot of pressure on himself. This guy's training, have you guys seen him train like 5-6 plates on squats going into a freaking Olympia at that height? I mean, with that conditioning, you're so surprised that he doesn't tear something. But every year, he just wants more and more and more weight. So I'm really eager to see what he looks like. He can have 1 or 2 physiques. He could come in a little flat. We saw that last year. And we also could see him come in a little fuller because of Nick Walker being there as well. So I'm really curious to see how he's going to look. We got a glimpse of what Derek can look with his new version with Chris Aceto. And back to Derek, he actually brought up an idea of winning the Triple Crown. He said, I'm going to win something that no one's ever done. I'm going to have the Arnold Classic, I'm going to have the New York Pro, and the Mr. Olympia. So, man, like history will be made one way or the other.
You know you want it bad, Sean, when you're making up your own title.
Yeah, well, I mean, Derek has gotten used to winning. Won the USAs, has won the 212, won the Open, just won Pittsburgh, won the Arnold. He wants his title back.
Yeah.
You can't fault him for that, and he believes he can do it. And if everything aligns, he might.
Well, you all train heavy right up to the end. I was at Derek's gym in St. Pete, Champs Elysium, about a week and a half ago. I got to look at him, Ramon Dino in the men's physique. Good Vito was training there. Eduardo Becerra and Edvan Palmero, one of the giant men's physique guys, was training there. But I watched him and Ramon push each other so hard on a leg workout, and they kept hiking their shorts up, and they were just grainy and veiny. It's usually that little magical last week. They were already there.
That's what it's about, and that's what we need, right? We need guys. I know in your era, I know you train by yourself sometimes. You have some friends helping you out, but it's always good to have someone in a different division to push you because there is no ego. There is no ego at all.
Right. And the bottom line is we're all bodybuilding, whether it's physique, classic, or 212. And you got to have that competitive fight going on in order to raise your level of expectation.
Who did you train with?
I trained with everybody and anybody. I had a Mr. California, a Mr. Universe, a national champion, and then, of course, I trained with guys that were coming up behind me that were hungry, and they pushed me to stay ahead of them, so I like that as sparring partners.
I see Samir Banu just came in. Talk about former Mr. Olympias.
1983, and when I got started, he was Mr. Olympia, so we're all interconnected.
Oh, yeah. Well, I enjoy training by myself. I can't lie.
A lot of midnight. You've got me in trouble with that because when I don't want to train and it's 9, 10 o'clock at night, my wife says, you know what Phil would be doing right now, right?
Yeah.
He'd be getting ready for the gym.
My ass was in there at 10:30, 11 o'clock every night, sometimes till 2, 3 in the morning, staring at those pictures of all those champions, reminding myself that I'm also going to be standing alone on this stage. So if I can go in there with the right mindset, knowing that if I can train this heavy, this hard, this crazy, they're going to have hell to pay. Because a lot of the time, you know, in my experience, a lot of guys get that comfort of having their entourage around them all the time. And sometimes it could be their nemesis, giving them a false sense of security. And now with social media, you see someone in the magic light. And everybody's like, oh, man, and you don't even know if it's doctored or filtered, whatever. For me, it was the same crappy 8-megapixel camera all those years in the same spot every single week, multiple times a day sometimes, just to see, can I improve here, can I improve there? Because Hani did not live in Denver. He lived in California. We would get on the phone, we'd do our thing, and he would give me the game plan, and I'd say, it's time to ride, it's time to execute, and that's what I'm here to see tonight. Who is going to execute tonight? Because I do not believe that someone can come back in Saturday. I think you have to strike first, strike hard, no mercy. You got to go at it.
Right. First impression is everything.
Historically, who has come back from losing?
Well, I mean, we saw Jay Cutler come back and recapture his title in 2009 after he lost to Dexter Jackson. But coming back from Friday, where people thought you were not going to make it, to Saturday, Phil's the only guy I know that was able to do that. And eventually, you run out of gas. You can only do it for so many times. So I think the guy that strikes first strikes best.
Yes.
And here's the other question I have for you. Being in that second position so many times, how hungry and how angry did you train?
Well, it brought me back 13 years in a row, right? So when you lose, you want to come back and do it again.
That's right.
When you win, you want to come back and do it again.
That's right.
So, double-edged sword.
Yeah, heavy.
Did you get complacent ever?
Never. Heavy as the head that wears that crown. I was able to watch Ronnie Coleman guest post in 2004 when I was still an amateur. That following year, I came here to Vegas as a Mr. USA champion. Got to watch him win number 8. Got to hang out with him. Got to see him at the club and all this other stuff. And then I realized, like, man, is that a possibility? And then a couple years later, I did my first Mr. Olympia, got third. I was like, holy smokes, this is awesome. And I was able to watch someone be dethroned by the name of Jay Cutler by Dexter Jackson. So I knew that it was possible to have a smaller physique going against a mass guy, only to then come back in 09. I got 5th. And then watch Jay Cutler come off a freaking spaceship and destroy everyone. So I saw what's possible then to come back, to have that grit, and to see him come back, how the fans left him and then came back. That excitement is what the Olympia is all about. At the end of the day, we love winners. We don't remember sometimes 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th place. Doesn't mean, though, as an athlete, that you have to give up. It's a pure indication of how bad do you want it. People talk about being hungry. What do I always say? You have to be starving for greatness, and that's what the Mr. Olympia is about.
You want to be the best, you got to beat the best. That's why the best are always remembered.
Well, we're going to find out who is the best. There's always interesting storylines. So when you talk about mass monsters, and this year I think we've got the biggest lineup ever, there's some guys in that we said on Primetime Muscle are just aesthetic guys if they could put on mass. One of those guys is Regan Grimes.
Well, I mean, we got something for everyone, but at the end of the day, we got to have the combination of everything.
Now, Regan put on some quality size.
Yeah, no, he's growing up right in front of our eyes, but he's in a very deep lineup. This is not something he's going to penetrate right now, but he'll look good for everybody else.
I echo that as well. Regan Grimes has a beautiful physique. The thing with him is that can he nail it? Can he nail it for an entire prejudging as well? He has a beautiful physique. We all know that. But now is the time for him to shine. Otherwise, it's like, well, what if, maybe. He's got to be very intentional. He's got to care. He's got to go out there. I think you have to just say, I don't give a damn. I'm going in there to take someone down. I got to collect some freaking scalps tonight, and I don't care what people think, because it's all about stepping foot in that first call out, having an opportunity to stand next to greatness and becoming a great himself.
Well, we're almost at showtime, guys. And if you haven't already gotten the pay-per-view, you're going to want to go to OlympiaProductions.com and get that to catch all the action tonight and tomorrow. There are all those newcomers, all those guys looking to move up. It's about not just for their hearts and all their hard work. Those sponsorship dollars are on the line. Those fan bases are on the line. New followers that are going to equate to basically social media real estate to charge more for their being there. It's amazing what is on the line tonight. Now, I will say, Sean, you guys can confer. I think from men's physique up, they have pushed the conditioning so hard and so far that every division, men and women, are coming in the most conditioned we've ever seen them.
I mean, we're watching the transformation of what's possible in real time. Every year, the Olympia is getting harder. It's getting more competitive. People are pushing their envelope a little bit more. That's why these people keep coming back.
Well, the internet is also undefeated, so if you don't come in right, that 4K is going to expose you. So you want to make sure that when you say that you're going to win, it's all about how you win. Did you win it by narrow fraction, which is still a win, or did you dominate? And also, you got to figure out your own recipe. That is the biggest thing with the Mr. Olympia. You get to then take a 2-day competition, go back home, and then recalibrate everything. But in order to do that, you have to give it everything. You have to leave this stage empty. You have to leave it empty. They demand it, the judges demand it, and those athletes have to demand it.
You were the first one to really go through it. You go through it now in a different capacity. If you don't come in spot on, someone's going to lick the Pringles off their fingers, pull away from the keyboard, and type something fast to tell them you're not good enough.
Yeah, you got to do something to separate yourself from the masses. You need aggression. Here you got to be aggression. You got to show you're hungry. You got to go for broke. And hopefully the water doesn't break and you start sweating.
That's right.
If you stay dry and you show up in shape, you got a very good chance.
This is my 25th Olympia. One of my favorite moments in all those years was a few years ago with you, and you were backstage, and Hani was back there, and Derek was back there. You know what I'm talking about. And Derek was the first year he moved up from 212, and he just wasn't posing aggressive enough. And Phil grabbed me and said, quarter turn to the right. He had to yank him and say, look, you got to get up in him. Yeah. You got to get up in him. And he used me to get up in him. This is awesome.
That's what this is about. I mean, you can't just have that, oh, I'm so happy to be here. People say that at the press conference, and I understand, but it's here. Yeah. You happy to be here. What are we talking about? Yeah. You have an opportunity to rewrite history and to make your legacy known. You cannot do that all the time, but just, it's like, if you got to do it, if you got to get a little nasty, hey, get your fingers dirty, get your hands in there, put your hand to that plow through the struggle of going through these call-outs and make yourself formidable from this day forward. So then when you come back that next year, man, they be like, man, that's Phil Heath, man, or that's Samson Dowden, man, or that's Derek Lunsford, man. I don't want to mess with him. Man, he looks on. Man, I already lost. That is also a key component. If you're formidable in any sport, people know. They're backstage taking their clothes off, and they know before the judges see them.
100%.
So you have the power to do that, but you cannot do it always with roses, ponies, and Hallmark cards.
Yeah, if you want to set yourself apart, you got to show some aggression.
Now, we know who whipped him with the ponytail. Who was your guy?
Well, I mean, I came from a different era. Flex Wheeler was my nemesis. I mean, he was aggressive, he was abusive, and he was physical. So we need to see that tonight.
You never got hit in the hair with some hair, though.
I got knocked around, man. You got to go for it, but closed mouths don't get fed.
Flex is a black belt in a couple different disciplines.
I know. I put myself out there.
Well, it is going to be, it's always, I think we're building to a peak to be one of the greatest Olympias in a long time.
Yes.
Every year is the greatest Olympia of that year. Stepping on this stage in any division is history. From wheelchair to fitness, physique, to men's open, every one of those divisions, you are officially an Olympian after you've been on this stage.
Absolutely, and all you have to do is look at the followers. I mean, people are following these guys for a reason. They're experts, they're professionals, they know what they're doing, they're tried and they're tested, and they've come a long way to watch it in person.
That's right. These guys, I mean, you got people from all different corners of the world. Bodybuilding is in over 190 countries, guys. I don't think people realize that. They usually think of like sports that involve a ball or a stick. But at the end of the day, when you look at those athletes in those other sports, what do they do when they hit a home run? What do they do when a running back runs over a quarterback? A defensive back or whatever. They flex. When the guys in the UFC and they get ready for the weigh-ins, they have that snarl and they pose. Who they learn that from? Who they learn that from?
They're taking it from us.
They're taking it from us. So we have such a responsibility being involved in this sport to dedicate our lives to help others.
Well, it's so great that you mentioned that, because that's one of the other great storylines of this weekend. It was mentioned at the press conference and the athlete weigh-ins. The I and the IFBB is international, the International Federation of Bodybuilders. We had a guy, Beirut Sabani, who qualified for the Olympia 4 times.
Yes, man.
And on his 4th time, finally got a visa to be here. And I didn't know how big it is in Iran. There are 5,000 gyms in Tehran. When I travel, I hope the hotel has a gym. 5,000 gyms in Iran.
Well, I mean, when Joe and Ben first started this back in 1965, they held it out in New York, Brooklyn, New York, as a matter of fact. They might have had 1,000 people, if that. We're going to have over 4,500 people here in person, and the whole pay-per-view viewing audience, it's going to go to all four corners of the world. All the way from Russia, we've got Oksana Grishina. She's retired. She was a 4 or 5-time Olympia physique fitness champion. Now she's a promoter and a mother. We've got Big Ramy, what he did for Egypt.
Yes.
Right? Hadi, what he did for Iran. Sampson, what he's doing for England. Dorian Yates, I mean, it's international.
International. Yeah, Oksana, we're seeing Oksana out there right now, and I didn't recognize her because she's just had a baby a few months ago, and she wasn't in a posing suit. So I felt horrible because sometimes, you got to have your suit on for me to go, oh, yeah, that's who you are.
Yeah, I recognize you now. Do a backflip.
Yes,
Oh, gotcha.
That's who you are. No, it is truly the most connective thing around the world for so many people. Brazil was initially just a couple people. They have 300+ million people in their country.
Oh, yeah.
And I think China, we got a couple Koreans in the show that are amazing. But the Brazilians now are not just wellness, amazing athletes in men's physique, classic with Ramon Dino and Horse MD and a couple other guys.
Yeah.
Open bodybuilding now has got a couple guys.
Indian in the men's physique.
That whole country is such a force to be reckoned with. You got other people from different countries afraid to even be themselves because how they will berate them if they don't. And it just goes to show that, like, people love their fellow countrymen. They just do. And as they should. America, you want to root for your guys? You need to show up on Instagram and Facebook, too. Because if you want them to win, you need to show them some love. But, of course, it's just about a conglomerate of individuals that want to train hard, train smart, have a whole lot of fun, win some paper, and, of course, win some hardware in the process.
When I look at those training sessions between Derek and Hadi a couple of years ago with Hani Rambad, there's no language beneath, there's no animosity, but there was no connective language except for that workout, and they got along great.
Well, this is the one sport where there's no color lines, no religious lines,
right.
No political lines. All of that goes by the wayside. It's a physique show. It's a brotherhood, and it historically brings people together.
Well, we're going to have all that and so much more. Again, if you haven't got the pay-per-view, you're going to want to do that. Guys, it's going to be a big first night. It's going to be a huge next night. You're not going to want to miss all this action. Sean Ray, we couldn't do this without you.
Absolutely. I love coming here. My 38th in a row. I'm very nostalgic when I get here. Again, looking at Samir Banu, the 1983 Mr. Olympia, and of course, Oksana with her baby, and Phil, you've grown into a full-grown adult. He won my first pro show that I promoted.
That's right.
This is a reunion every year. I want to see what happens tonight, though.
Yeah. You're a full-grown adult now, Phil.
I'm a full-grown man. Full-grown man. I finally grew up.
I will say, you went from 7-time Mr. Olympia to sports anchor in a hiccup. So if anybody's looking for an anchor, this is the guy right here.
Oh, thank you. And I couldn't do it without you guys. I really appreciate you all. And you, the fans, obviously, get that pay-per-view both nights. Tell all your friends. You're going to be seeing the greatest athletes you could ever imagine.
All right,
on this
we're just
Olympia stage.
A couple minutes away from the start. The crowd is almost completely in. We are going to have the start of the show with some great pomp and circumstance and all that ceremony that brings in, that makes this thing so very special. Yes. I see more stars.
Stargazing. I saw Dennis James walk in.
That's right.
They're starting to come in now. It's crazy. John Hansen, John, Natural Universe.
He's not anymore. He got his pro card.
Pro card, you're right. He's over here. Anyway, he's a great historian of bodybuilding. I saw Rick Collins, the lawyer. He's here. Dr. Bob Goldman.
Yeah.
All the guys coming through.
Oh, I keep seeing him. I saw Dr. Bob yesterday. John, you talk about a testament. He was Mr. Galaxy and Universe and International and Mr. America. And he stayed natural all those years. And finally, this year, got on stage and got his pro card over 60.
Wow. God bless him, man. Never quit. Never give up.
So we got all that. We got a room full of stars. We've got you at home getting ready to watch all the action. You're not going to want to miss this. Again, we thank New Tech for presenting this show and Integral Medica for sponsoring this as well. The 2025 Joe Weider's Fitness and Performance Weekend here in Las Vegas. We'll see you. Keep watching, everybody.
the thunder, the sun, moon, the stars, and the hunger. Abundance in bundles, blessings in troubles. Tower